Welcome to the top 20 Super Mario Bros. Franchise music as chosen by you and you. Right now we're listening to a track from Super Mario Galaxy. This is Gusty Garden Galaxy. A roaring, rousing, more rousing than roaring, but very rousing, triumphant, orchestral, next evolution of what Mario music could be. Whereas the first part of Mario's life with Mario 1, 2, and 3, a lot smaller, a lot quainter, sounded like different types of bands playing it. This is a whole orchestra, a whole large group of people coming together to celebrate Mario. And what a track it is. You've never seen the show before. People submit them on Discord. We do it once a week. We're going to go through everybody's top picks. What a beautiful track that was. First up, this track is from El Azul. It is also from Super Mario Galaxy. This track is called Purple Comet. All right. I like what you were mentioning there, Claudio, about how Mario Galaxy keeping the space theme. We hear some like theremins, some these kind of like delayed effects coming in. Almost like a more modern or kind of like that juicy electronica drum and bass action. In these 3D Mario games, they started to use, after the N64, around the Wii and beyond, they started using that sort of synth bass for the different bosses. That kind of like, which is quite a choice. I don't always like it for the boss battles. Here, I think it works pretty well. This is a cool track. I would guess that Purple Comet is probably one of the more difficult, challenging bosses because it's bringing in the main theme here. But a really nice track. Our next track is chosen by Rudy. It is from Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, which there's some controversy about whether that should be a sequel to Super Mario World, but it was. A very different game in terms of gameplay. This is the Bowser theme. Yeah, totally, Chris. I agree with you. This probably would sound a lot better on a Sega Genesis chip. This is a programmer just absolutely shredding. I've never really heard a track like this in a Mario game. Maybe because they felt like this is the end of the Super Mario World's franchise. Probably the last big Mario game to be on the Super Nintendo. It's the boss theme. Let's go all out and just be friggin' wild. It's crazy. It's probably pretty difficult to program stuff like that, unless they were able to actually play it on the keyboard, but even still, pretty impressive amount of shredding on that Bowser track. It's about a cute Yoshi and a baby Mario, and then this with with Bowser. I also really like these Super Nintendo sort of strings. That low pad. They sounded very sinister, but cozy. It was kind of like a cutesy thing. Worked real well. Next up, chosen by Chris, one of my personal favorites, a track that has really transcended the Mario franchise. In a way, it's definitely, I mean, it's probably more popular than the actual game itself. This is the Overworld theme from Super Mario Bros. 2. We're going to listen to the original, and then we'll check out the restored, remastered version they put on the Super Mario All-Stars soundtrack. This track is a really great example of the NES being very limited with its 4 channels, so you need to make every piece very memorable. And then mimicking a style of something that could be played by a little jazz band where you've got just drums, a walking bass line, and then you got 2 melody lines that outline all the chords and the lead at the same time. They're like little distorted Nintendo drums. That sort of compression distortion I really love. The way they use these sort of like flutter thing, and then that sort of when they do the no, it just adds so much flavor. This is one of probably the greatest track on the NES, the original NES, in terms of just like being catchy and having some feeling to it as well. They do such, like, here's where you have those compressed drums come in and really sort of switch it up. Because it's something you're going to be listening to for hours. And a beautiful turnaround on it. Let's check out the remastered version they put in Super Mario All-Stars. Yeah, this to me sounds more like the feeling they were going for in Super Mario World, where it felt like a ragtime band was playing it, as opposed to Super Mario 2 is more like a gypsy quartet. It's a little slower, it's a little more relaxed. I don't really like this marimba, that marimba on the offbeat. I think the first one is way more effective, and I would have probably liked to hear the original arrangement, just sort of pumped up with better sounding instruments. They went a different direction, and I don't really like it. It's an interesting little experiment, but no thanks for me. But interesting. Well, now we're going to switch it up a little bit. This is a pick from Claudio. Claudio was saying, since we have a lot of the main ones already, he went with some of the spin-off games. He loves these ones. This is from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, Sochi 2014. Bowser's Galaxy Generator. Interesting track. I get the feeling Bowser's not the villain in this. He's just making the galaxy for everybody. Very retro vibes. It's got a sort of a, I'd say, a late 60s, early 70s with the wah-wah guitar, the bass, that sort of lounge feel. When they started doing a lot of, they'd have sort of like a rock funk band mixed with a small orchestral quartet. And then with a bit more of this high-end kind of schmaltz. It's a very... I like it because it sounds like Mario and Sonic and them have come together, and it's not a competition to the death. It's more like you're at a banquet. And I think it fits that pretty well. I don't know why they're going for such a retro sound when it's supposed to be the Sochi Olympics 2014. It's a really interesting track. Thanks, Claudio. Our first Prince pick of the day, another Mario crossover game, this time with Rabbids in the Kingdom Battle. This track is composed by Grant Kirkhope. It almost sounds like a fantasy stoner gamer would come up with. Dude, what if like Grant Kirkhope made Mario music, man, and the Rabbids were there, and Mario had a gun? Well, stoners, they did it. This track is called The Phantom of the Bwahpera, Act 3.
Who do you think you are? You should kneel on the star. You are nothing but a parody. I find your good role in a tragedy. It's a me, let's go, the only words you know. My art will touch your princess's heart, and you will be pulled apart. You think you'll win this tournament? I send you to retirement. You saw not worth the hustle. Your princess
A Mario track for just about everybody exists out there. So this is from a ghost boss who likes the opera.
Do you think you are? You should kneel.
All right, well, there you go. An operatic track with some comedy lyrics that hint back at the history of the game and probably the story of this one. Not at all was what I was expecting, and then I realized, okay, over the top, a bit campy, lyrics, and a spin-off game. Definitely a Prince track. Our second El Azul pick is from Super Mario RPG, Beware the Forest's Mushrooms. This is where Square and Nintendo joined up to make a Mario RPG. Pretty mind-blowing at the time, and a pretty great game that spawned a pretty great franchise. An amazing track. This is by Yoko Shimomura, also creating Street Fighter music at this time, going on to make the music for Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy 15. This is probably her most playful. Definitely has a Zelda vibe. Zelda vibe of like kind of cutesy but mischievous, bouncy, like you're in a village in the woods. A really amazing track. Probably some of the most fun I've ever heard her having a track. Incredible. This track could be great for that theme track that suits another game franchise. Absolutely, add that to the list. Maybe that's because that's going to be such a challenge for us to do. Maybe we just do that together and we add that one. Reminds you of her Legend of Mana work. Oh, interesting. Okay. Great track. Next up, Rudy's second pick. This is from Super Mario Galaxy 2, Melty Monster Galaxy. Definitely sounds like a showdown. Very almost like Indiana Jones. Mario was on a big ass adventure. I love the way that that part in sort of the middle where it just like the way it just like takes you and yanks you all over the place. An epic orchestral showdown. Very intense. And those low kind of like the low percussion and those low horns really get you sort of like pumped up and like it's priming the jets. You can feel sort of like maybe you're in a track that continually is moving forward too. But fun. Not dangerous. Like Mario's definitely gonna win this fight. Still has the space vibe with the adventurous rising horns in the middle. Oh yeah, very Star Warsy. And this part here too. That bum 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 bum. Perfect Mario Galaxy thing. Those notes say it all. Beautiful. Chris's second pick of the week. A more introspective ambient theme from Super Mario Galaxy. This is Space Junk Galaxy. Read a little bit of Wikipedia. So the composer for Super Mario Galaxy is credited as two people. We've got Mahito Yokota and Koji Kondo, the original composer for the original Mario games and Zelda. So apparently, our composer wanted it to be a bit Latin. So, this guy, Mahito Yokota, was in charge of the musical direction. He wanted Super Mario Galaxy to have a Latin American style of music. He had composed 28 tracks in that style. Latin American percussion instruments had been featured in previous Mario, like steel pans, bongo drums, congas, right? So he used Latin American instruments and a synthesizer to replicate the sounds featured in old science fiction films. Sure, the game's director thought these are great. When they showed it to the game's sound supervisor, Koji Kondo, he said, "No good." And when asked why, get this, Kondo says, "If somewhere in your mind you have an image that Mario is cute, please get rid of it." Yokota almost resigned from the job, but Kondo implied that Mario is cool, not cute, and instructed him to try again. Yokota thought Mario was supposed to be suited for children, so he's going to make cute music that would appeal to that audience. 3 months later, he presented 3 different styles of music to Miyamoto. One piece was orchestral, the other was pop, and the last featured a mix of both orchestral and pop. Miyamoto chose the orchestral, as it sounded the most space-like. Yokota stated that Miyamoto chose the piece without knowing that Kondo actually wrote it. In a retrospective interview, Iwata said that Miyamoto chose the music that sounded space-like because he was looking for a sound that would express the game, in contrast to the tropical sounds of Super Mario Bros. Yokota revealed he initially struggled to create music that sounded like a Super Mario game, but as time progressed, he declared that the songs he made for the game had become natural. So, Yokota and Kondo wrote pieces individually. Kondo composed 4 pieces for the game, whereas Yokota composed the rest. Kondo composed the pieces that Yokota specifically requested, as he thought the game's soundtrack would end up all sounding the same if it was composed by one person. Alright. Pretty amazing. Can you imagine that? Making 28 pieces, and then Kondo saying no good. But this is why I love Nintendo, is that they really think about what they're doing, and they have people who have a vision, and they give them direct authority. They don't try to compromise. They don't try to put out like a Mario game every single year and grab whoever and let them do whatever they want with it. They go, no, we're going to throw away all that work, and you have a soundtrack that we're still listening to all these years later. Pretty amazing. I don't think of Mario as cool. But I also don't think of him as stupid and cute. You know, he is. I mean, even in the first Mario game, the guy comes to work. He's got a mustache. He looks like a 40-year-old man wearing work clothes. He goes down into pipes, and he fights a dragon, a fire-breathing dragon, to save his woman. And to kill that dragon, he grabs an axe and chops a bridge, and the dragon falls into its own fire moat that it created. And he wants to chase some ass. Another Mario spin-off chosen by Claudio. This is from Mario Strikers Charged! The track is called Classroom. Jesus Christ, I have a new favorite song. Oh, the electric piano is so soft. Ugh. A lot of times I don't like up and dance music because it tends to not do anything interesting with the chords. And this one goes to some places. This is amazing. What a track! I guess they're going for what, like a kind of a world vibe, maybe? Mario Strikers, Charged. What? The classroom. What? And the music sounds like this. Okay. Yeah, that's like a Fender Rhodes piano, or just like a like electric piano they would use in the late 60s, 70s. Ugh. Good God, is that good? Oh my God. Woo! Next Claudio pick is from Paper Mario, the Origami King. This is the Fanged Fastener. Whoa! Wow. That's like sort of, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s, like industrial metal. I love the like danciness to it, and just that distorted guitar sounds so good. And then some like really kind of crazy like choral rock stuff over top of it. Really nice. Very unexpected. This isn't what I thought we'd be listening to when we did the best music of Mario. But here it is. After that diversion, we'll get back to more mainline Mario. This is from Super Mario Sunshine, Hotel Delfino, as chosen by Chris. So Hotel Delfino is Super Mario Sunshine's version of the haunted house, but they're still sticking with that vacation vibe, and it's very relaxed spookiness. The ghosts aren't in a big hurry to scare you. It's too nice to be scared. It's kind of spooky. I forgot this track, but it's really nice. I love that shaking percussion. It's a great sample. Great instrumentation. Really goes a long way. The vibe is so nice. I like the way that that instrument there is a bit like sort of pitched out of tune, like doom doom ling. It gives it kind of like a lazy slide guitar, steel guitar, more like a lap steel, sort of like a Hawaiian guitar to it. Really nice. And and just barely hinting at the main Mario melody. The ba-da-da-da-da. Beautiful. Some nice Latin bass. Next up is a Rudy choice. This is also from Super Mario RPG. Barrel Volcano. Yoko Shimomuro having some fun. Really sounds like a Donkey Kong track, especially this part. With the instrumentation and the fun behind it, there's like real... It's bouncy, but the percussion is like pretty heavy hitting on the kick. No decay at all, just like boom, boom. And with that Latin kick and bass. Boom, 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 boom. Definitely kind of a spy vibe, almost like a floaty kind of Mission Impossible type rhythm to it. Literally, vibes, the vibraphone for the Donkey Kong. Great track. Another classic, probably one of the most beloved games from earlier Super Mario. This is from Super Mario 64. The only thing that makes a water level fun is a track as good as Dire Dire Docks. Especially when you start it from the beginning. hearing this so many years later, and totally forgetting that it gets into this incredible, what would you call that? It's almost like a garage kind of breakbeat. This track is so beautifully layered, and the way that melody starts off, like Chris is saying, every note lands exactly where it needs to be. It's so kind of precise. It almost to me sounds like a precursor to a Mario Galaxy track. It does like has kind of the melody is a feeling of weightlessness, like almost just kind of pointing at the stars in the sky. And then this emotional build here when those sort of repeated piano chords come in, and then the string launches off. What a beautiful climax. And then the drums fade out, and we're back to the beginning of the track. I feel like I'm speaking sign language. One of the best Mario tracks of all time. Yeah. It's like a lullaby, but the baby's father is a drummer. You woke up the baby again. Definitely has an aquarium vibe. There's the way they treat these notes here with the reverb. The precise reverb they use gives it that kind of like warm aquarium vibe, like you can feel or see the light being refracted through the water. Amazing. Another Prince track. This is from Super Princess Peach. Don't see the name Mario in there. Must be a typo. Track is Fury Volcano 2. Nice. Some really authentic salsa. You got the piano montunos. You've got the salsa percussion and bass. And I love that sort of like a whirly organ. Really dramatic second piece here. Would be a good Mario Kart track. I don't know what you do in Super Princess Peach, but it sounds pretty intense. I see Mario. There he is. He's in her thoughts, or in some bubble. She's choosing between one of them. The other one has a steadier job. Beautiful. This next track is also a Prince pick, but from almost a mainline Mario game, Super Mario RPG, the fight against Culex. Oh my god. What a Final Fantasy track. So is this is an actual Final Fantasy VI theme? It's not just trying to sound like it. It actually sounds to like the total melody from it. Pretty interesting. Square and Nintendo coming together, and this track. It's the Final Fantasy IV boss theme. Oh, okay. Well, I guess then technically it's a Mario track. It's an interesting artifact. Interesting. Let's wash the taste of that technicality out with a track from a mainline Mario game that was composed exclusively for Mario games. This is from Super Mario Sunshine, Delfino fucking Plaza. I feel like with this one, they go back to that feel of Mario 1, 2, 3, and World, where it sounds like a little band is playing it. It sounds like you're actually in... It sounds like you're actually in a place, a plaza, along the Mediterranean, and there's a little trio or a quartet with these really authentic instruments. An accordion is so timeless. There's not even any drums. It's like a stand-up bass, an accordion, and a very, very, very MIDI acoustic guitar. And again, it's that like gypsy style of playing the melody. It's beautiful. The accordion fits so well because it's so classic, it's so full, and it's so playful. But Koji Kondo thinks accordions are cool. Him and Weird Al. Beautiful. Bonus track from Horky, one of the coolest tracks from Super Mario Odyssey. Not a very Mario sounding track, or maybe it's just so modern that it still has that Mario vibe, but it definitely is a nostalgic retro track from a different time, from before video games existed. This is Steam Gardens from Super Mario Odyssey. beautiful surf rock song, or a surf lounge song. It's not just gimmicky, and it's not doing it in a like tongue-in-cheek way. They really search to find like beautiful tones and compose it with a lot of love and a lot of care. Totally unexpected, but it works because I think in Mario Odyssey he's really going to places that are completely different. He's dealing with dinosaurs on one level, food in another level, and this is probably the most interesting part of this level is this music. Yeah, it's almost like that, again, like that kind of UK garage break drums with the surf. It's a really interesting hybrid. I love this one. A new classic. A new retro classic. Here's one I don't think I've heard before. This is the title screen theme from Luigi's Mansion number 2. What a beautiful track. It's has a very classical feel to it, a lot of counterpoint. I like the way the timing switches over from the A section to the B section. Here the melody kind of leads. And before the melody was sort of reacting to the bass. Really beautiful. There's like very sophisticated voicings and what they're doing with the counterpoint of the strings, and then this like really fun, I don't know if that's a whistle or a theremin, but it's perfect for that spacey, ghostly, spooky thing with a more regal sort of mansion, like an old haunted mansion. Yeah, being portrayed by this more elegant classical style. Really, really nice. I've still never played one of these games. I don't know why I haven't. I like basically every Nintendo game that I play, so. Stately. Nice way to put it. Rudy picked a track from Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, Bowser Jr.'s Journey. There's like a very incredible boss theme I remember from Bowser's Inside Story. It's not this one. Let's see. Let's see what it sounds like. Interesting. This track to me feels like a sort of like a Mario tech demo. Like if you were asking a composer, come up with something for this new Mario game. It's Mario and Luigi. It's Bowser. I'm assuming this is on the 3DS, just from the way it sounds, or maybe the DS. It sounds like they're cycling through every sound they have. Synth bass, those like weird kind of 808 drum samples with that kind of like really goofy, really silly. So many different sounds. Oh, it was a remaster on the 3DS. It's all over the place. But with a name like Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story and Bowser Jr.'s Journey, I think this track describes everything you're going to hear in this game. Pretty wacky. Alright, if you're listening to or watching the YouTube high quality, edited up, uploaded version of this week's show, this next track will be the last one. And if you're watching the stream, we're going to continue on. We'll play some of the ones we didn't get to, and we'll choose a theme for next week. Here we go. I apologize for whoever edited this extended version and didn't just use the natural wraparound that was created for it and did their own stupid edit. Good lord, they missed the bum bum boom ba da da. No, that's the game over. Okay, now I'm confused. But I blame this edit. It's interesting because this track almost has like a hip hop kind of vibe. And it sounds like somebody beatboxing. This track is really like nothing else. The way that it has the bass and the melody line in the first piece following each other and staying apart. And then the bass gets a little more Latin here and goes on a bit of a walk. It's endlessly listenable, endlessly loopable, which is good because you have to hear it a lot. But it just goes, it takes that melody and keeps evolving. I like the way Prince puts it. It always sounds like being in between the sewers and the surface while intending to go into the sewers. That fucking edit. Good God.